2 Sundays ago, I was here. I stood right here after the service, after fourth service, and I said, I'm going to stand and I'm going to face the church, and my testimony is going to be complete. So it started late last year. I started to feel ill. I was experiencing headaches, but it wasn't regular headaches. It was more like interruptions in my brain signals. So a lot of times I cannot speak, I cannot read, I cannot take calls. Even when my staff try to show me any documents, I can't process. And also I was experiencing a pain in my chest, almost like I was having a heart attack. And then I was having financial issues. So business was down. My NGO, all the people that promised to support me, last minute they all started backing out. I didn't know what the situation was. So people said I should go to hospital, that headaches are a reflection of a high BP, but my BP was normal. So, but I was still not feeling well. So December 31st, I decided that, okay, I would go to the UK for further medicals, and which I did. I went through a series of tests. They didn't see anything. So everyone said, oh, maybe it's just stress, maybe it's anxiety attack. So I stayed back throughout the whole of January, still trying to figure out what the situation was. I came back February. I was still experiencing those issues. And then in that same February, business wasn't going well. All the jobs I had before, all the contracts I had lined up, everything was suspended, canceled, people weren't picking calls. I was just like locked out. So a friend of mine in February said, oh, I think you need spiritual help. So they took me to some white garment church, and they said a bunch of things, and that's when the problems really started. Because we started now going from church to church, from church to other places I'm ashamed to say I went to. And then the matter started getting worse because first it was headaches and heart issues and business issues, and then I started having mobility issues. My legs some days will not walk. Some days I can't get out of bed because of pain. I can't sleep. I can't sleep on any sides. I can't sit. It was just hell. And then to top it up, all of a sudden I started hearing sounds in my window, and I lived on the 4th floor. And then I thought I was going mad, because I never heard the sounds before. So I took out my phone one night, I started recording, and I played it to people. They said, oh, that's like witchcraft birds, that normal birds don't come out at night. So that compounded my issue. So then I started to experience fear to the point where at nighttime I used to dread going home. We went on for months and months and months. And then finally they said somebody had taken my clothes, my hair, my body fluid, they're taken to some temple, and that there was no way out. So everywhere we went, there was no way out. So I just got to the point where I was tired. So I sat at home. And then one Sunday, my daughter came, she was about to go back to school, September 7th. She said, Mommy, let's go to Pastor Jerry's church. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do anything for you. So we came here, and there was a turnaround. It was a 4th service. It was a youth service, but there was a turnaround in my life from that day. And then the next morning, I was able to tune into NSPPD. For the first time, I could actually hear Pastor, because before then, I just used to hear muffled screams that used to hurt my head. And I actually, for the first time, heard that Pastor was speaking English. And I joined in the prayer from the beginning till the end. Then the next day, that was September 9, Pastor said, there's somebody here. They've taken your hair, your clothes, your body fluid to an evil altar, let it be broken. And from that day till today, I have not experienced any headaches. No one's touching my head. No mobility issues. I get out of bed. I can move. I can kneel. I can wear heels. I can do everything. And then everything, you know how Pastor says, one thing happens on the heels of the other. The next day, after NSPPD, I see a call from somebody important, somebody I've been trying to reach. The person says, come to my office, but I ignored it because I felt I've been chasing for over a year. What's going to happen now? And then later, the person started calling me and said, come to my office, there's a job for you. This is somebody that I've not seen face to face in 8 months. And then when I got the letter, I was excited, but I was like, is this real? Till I got the credit for the job. And so that week also, I also got my US visa because I wanted to go to the US. And after I got my US visa, I didn't actually have finances to make the trip, but God made it available. I had such high favor from unexpected places. I just want to say thank God. And then the penultimate one was for my NGO, that God gave me global visibility, because I came here to this altar and asked for that. And I was saying, God, I want to have something also definite on my NGO. And then the two Fridays ago, when we were having the prayers, and Pastor, you know, the one that you put the mantle on your head, I felt fire in my hand. And that day, the Holy Spirit said to me that you're going to get a definite breakthrough. And that very day, before the end of that day, I got a huge donation from someone I didn't even expect. So I just want to say, what God cannot do does not exist.